Hey, what's up, Tyler?
How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. Kind of crazy. How about you?
Kind of crazy. We're doing pretty well right now, but we're making out okay. There's a lot of moving parts at the moment, um,
Well,
but we're doing pretty well.
I tell you what. So I went ahead and just started recording because I know you got a busy schedule. I figured we'd talk,
Sure.
10 minutes or something like that. But well, I'm glad to hear that. First of all, you're probably in the minority, I think, from most of the folks I've spoken to right now. What do y'all do? Are you doing a bunch of takeout and delivery and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or?
So we have our short of it is we have the restaurants we talked about last time I was on the podcast with you. We have four locations and then a gourmet catering and sandwich shop in Westerly and Charlestown. And the main places in Westerly are actually doing quite well because, we're Italian with a lot of pizza business, and we have takeout outlets in those locations. So, our smallest location is actually up in sales from last year.
Wow.
And the other two are coasting at about 85-90% for those specific outlets. The bigger restaurant in Charlestown is definitely down to probably, I think, 60% or so. So, I mean, relatively speaking, we're in a really good position, and just in that we're going to be able to pay our bills this month, and we've got pretty much all of our staff employed. We kind of prioritized, so we had a lot of moms that are servers in some of their locations, so we try to make sure they have shifts first. And I have to say, I feel weird saying it because I know there's a lot of people that are in much worse situations, but I'm really proud of our team right now. We turned on delivery in a couple places. I mean, we evolved the businesses to match what we had to pretty flawlessly, and the whole team is working real hard. And it's hard. They're trying to work in a crazy environment. We're trying to make sure that they're safe so that the sanitation practices are even picked up from the norm, that we've got the gloves and the things they need to feel like they're comfortable working and dealing with the public. But all in all, it's been very good. I hope we don't have to sustain it for a variety of months, but right now it's working well. And then we have a new location, which I'm not sure you and I have discussed yet, but we're going to be actually opening a 200-seat waterfront restaurant in Groton Long Point, which is right on the water in Connecticut, about 20 minutes from our home office. I'm actually standing in that building right now, and we're very excited about that. But now the opening, we're going to need to delay accordingly. So we're kind of going silver lining and spending a lot of time making sure our menu cards are right. We're doing a lot of hiring right now and trying to screen people. So all in all, we're doing well. Well, it's a lot to handle, but we're doing pretty well.
Man, I'm glad to hear that. That's a nice. I mean, we've had a lot of tough conversations the last few weeks with folks. I can tell you right now, I've not heard one single restaurant owner I've spoken to in the last 3 weeks saying we are doing a lot of hiring right now. So,
yeah,
wow.
We're not putting them on a payroll right now, but we're trying to.
I hear you, but you're
up,
still,
yeah, sure.
That's great. Well, when were you supposed to open, and when do you think you'll open now?
Well, we're hoping for late April, and I think more likely we're looking at. I mean, that's really decided by the virus, and
yeah.
I think that we want to be ready to open at the end of April, and then before we put our opening inventory orders in and start actually putting people on payroll and have them in doing paid training with me, I think, we'll pull that trigger when the time seems right. And, there's a lot of concerns and about the time frame. I think it's also that, when the quarantine kind of restrictions are lifted and we see the virus start to go in the other direction finally, which certainly hasn't happened yet, what's the consumer behavior going to be, and how much are people going to want to go out? And I hear a lot of theories both ways on that. I think there'll be some people that are naturally and understandably trepidatious, especially in certain higher risk groups. I also have a lot of people in the business that feel like, but there's also going to be a lot of people that are ready to get out and spend some money. They've been cooped up in their house and they want to be free. So I think it'll be interesting for us all to see how it plays out. But we're hoping to open in May. Again, that's all dependent on how everything goes, and we're certainly not going to do that before we and our staff and everybody and the state and local officials all agree that that is the right thing.
Well, I tip my hat, man, and I'm of the camp that the majority of people will go out, and they'll go out in droves because people are already stir crazy, and you're talking about a month from now. Now, we have a high risk family member, so we're going to be a little cautious, I'm sure, but in due time, we'll be right back with everybody else. But I mean, most people are not in that situation. The overwhelming majority of people are not in a high risk situation. The overwhelming majority, I would imagine, of your customers are not, because other than, elderly folks, maybe my parents and their generation. I mean, most people that would frequent restaurants probably, have a very low likelihood of having any high-risk people in their family. And God bless, they're going to want to go out, and they're not going to go to chains, I don't think. I think they're going to go to their local badass places like y'all's and celebrate your return. Oh, yeah.
I certainly hope so. We're trying to get involved in the community as much as we can. And, the first thing for us is keeping people employed. And, we did a program in all of our restaurants where the day that Westerly and the whole state went into I guess it's the 14-day quarantine, if you will, we offered free kids meals to everybody. The deal was if you buy any menu item, you get basically unlimited food for kids. And, our thinking was we get a lot of support from the communities that our restaurants are in. We're kind of town staples, and we know that. And when the schools close down, there's a lot of families that you don't realize it in the day-to-day of our lives, but a lot of them rely on those meal programs, and it's not always great scenarios for people that have to be locked up in their house. Not everybody comes from a very platonic kind of family situation, and our thinking was, well, this is a low-cost thing for us, but if it's a way we can contribute. So it's set up now that, if you come in and buy a 50-cent side of salad dressing, we'll give you 10 kids meals. And, I think that helps. I think it's a good way for us to kind of put something back in the community without, losing the business over it. But I certainly hope that people will spend money and kind of pay that forward with all the restaurants that are, we're not unique in that pursuit. There's a lot of people in my area that in their own ways are trying to reach out into the community as best they can, and we're all losing money at the same time. So, you can look at that and be somber, which I think you need to be. But for me, I think it's a little bit inspirational. I think with all the turbulence and certainly the political world, but just in general, it is in a way kind of, I don't think I want to say it's nice because of how bad what's going on is, but it's encouraging to see people rallying around each other and starting to ignore some of the lines they had drawn in demographics and say, we're a community, we're a state, we're a nation, however you want to look at that, and support each other. And, I see a lot of evidence of that in our area. It wasn't my original idea for the kids' meals. That was other restaurateurs that seeing these people are finding ways that they can help, and we should all be doing our part. So, hopefully that kind of comes back around. We'll see. I think that it will, and I think that we should be doing those things regardless too. So this is kind of how it is.
Yeah, y'all being restaurant people, independent restaurant people. I mean, you're always doing stuff like that. You're always. I mean, it's just you do so much to support your community already. Typically, collectively, that's just what independent restaurants do, and now y'all are doubling down and doing it more in a time when people need you most. So I do believe that very much. I believe that, pay it forward, karma, whatever you want to call it. I think you guys will, everybody wants to, I think people are starting to realize, a lot of people people I talk to, friends and, people I know of, many of them are saying, it really makes me realize how much I appreciate local businesses, local restaurants, local small businesses. We need them, and so people are thinking about that a lot more. And
that's good to hear. I mean, I appreciate you saying that, Will, and I think part of it for me too is our perspective really is more. Yeah, I mean, these people make our businesses go. They patronize us, most of the year, and for us, it's we love having the out of town summer traffic. It certainly looks good on a P&L, but it's the community of Westerly and Charlestown and now Groton and Stonington. It's these people that live here around that make our business go and make it the way that we have our livelihoods. They make it that we can put all these jobs back into the community. I mean, so you could also look at it that the least we could do is try to do some kids meals and keep people working, because we get a lot of support year round when there's not problems, so it'd be easy to say, well, it's really charitable. It's like, I don't know. I think it's more, this is what we're supposed to do for these people that are doing a lot for us by buying pizzas and coming in for dinner regularly. They make our whole business go. So I think we kind of need to be doing stuff. And that's just kind of how me and Mark, my business partner, have looked at it. So
I love it, man. I love it. Well, y'all are, just keep doing what you're doing, my friend. I tell Mark hello. I mean, I've had a lot of respect for you guys since we first talked a couple years ago, and love the way you run your business. And man, just appreciate everything. Anything I can do, of course, where we're at, and happy to help anytime.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I appreciate you spreading some awareness and giving people like me a chance to kind of talk about what they're doing. I think it really helps. So I appreciate
absolutely.
the time, man.
Hey, do me one quick favor while you're there at the new place today. Either take a selfie or get somebody to take a picture of you with the new restaurant in the background or wherever a good spot is. Because I'm getting everybody that I interview to send me a picture, and I'm sticking it up on Instagram when I post each new episode. So
I'd love to. I'll text you something when I get Mark here in a little bit. We'll take a picture.
All right, sounds good, man. Appreciate it. Tell him hello. Right. Tell everybody I said hello, and y'all take care.
Thanks, Will.
See you. All right, bye.